Hi everybody, it's Natalie from Nat's Numbers, helping you decode your purpose and live your power in everyday life. And today's video is about disconnection in relationship. So this is for you if you feel like all of us at some point in relationship that you are distanced and that the bond and the intimacy between you and your partner is not there right now. Also, this is for you if you're like a single guy or a single gal and you are dating and you're finding that you're not really creating lasting connections with other people. This exercise and miracle cure, as I call it, is really going to be useful for you as well. So I've been married for over 10 years and known my husband for over 15, and I've been very lucky to have met at a very young age somebody that is a fantastic companion on my life's journey. With that said, just like me, he is not perfect. And like any healthy relationship, we go through phases where we are distant, where we're not on the same page, where we're not vibing. So what I want to first say to you is that it's absolutely okay that you have those moments, and that these are actually beautiful moments where you're recognizing that you are compartmentalizing your power. Compartmentalizing your power is where you might know and your life purpose, you might know your life path number in numerology and really be stellar at showing up in your career or showing up at in your body, right, in terms of health. But oftentimes our relationships are the last spot that we really show and exhibit our power to influence and create our relationship experience. So when this shows up, when the disconnection shows up, it is a sign that you are just getting started, okay? That you need to focus and look in this direction and utilize this amazing exercise to start to put the power back into your lap, all right? So in numerology, there is a number that really represents relationship and is a number that heals disconnection, and it's the number 2. So the number 2 is the archetype of the peacemaker, but what a lot of people don't know is the number 2 is this amazing metaphor for creating bond and creating connection. So in sacred geometry, each number has a shape or a look to it. And in sacred geometry, the number 2 is a line. It's 2 points, and then the energy or the space in between those 2 points that connects them. So it's, in essence, connection, right? So the miracle cure that has been absolutely amazing in my life and that of my clients is what I call the bond to the 2 exercise. And basically what it is where you make deposits and you invest in the bond in between you and your partner, in between you and the person you're dating, without the expectation of reciprocation. Now, I know that this is so difficult and it's such a challenge, but let me give you an example of how this might look without doing the bond to the 2 exercise and why it doesn't work. So let's say you want more affection in your relationship. And so you do what any sort of rational person would do, and you would start to show more affection in your relationship. So you might approach your partner and be really loving and try to hold their hand or hug them or kiss them and give them more affection. But what always happens is that your partner doesn't reciprocate, and you get frustrated and you feel more despondent than when you started. And it's really crummy, right? Well, this bond to the 2 exercise is going to create a different dynamic. All right, so what this is you're going to make those investments, but see them as deposits between the 2 of you. All right, so you're no longer going to see yourself as trying to come up and meet your partner and be together and unify, right, and get what you want out of them. But you're going to start to approach the actions that you're doing as deposits into the bank account that's in between you. I would call this like your relationship energy, and it's that space. And it's the archetype of the 2 in numerology between you and your partner. And when you no longer focus on reciprocation, you're not focusing on the world of form stuff, which are the 2 points. You're focusing on the essence of relationship, on what brought you together in the first place, on what creates those lasting soulmate relationships of being together forever and really having that lasting soulmate connection. It is the essence that is between 2 points. Is the attraction factor, the force that brings things together. So you really need to connect to the force field between you and your partner and pay more attention to that than to your partner himself or your partner herself. I know that sounds so counterintuitive. Excuse me. So that is the miracle cure. It's essentially investing in the space in between. Now, I'll tell you my personal experience. Just recently in the last year, my husband and I were feeling very disconnected because we were both working a ton And throughout my relationship with my husband, I always have these expectations of how romance should be, and I'm a very affectionate person and I want physical affection. So, excuse me, I have a cold. So, anyway, and so I started to do this Bond to the Two exercise, and the first 2 days sucked. It was really challenging because basically I would give him a massage, I would be, really giving out affection and not seeing any reaction on his part that I deemed positive was challenging. But I constantly remembered what the two teaches. What the two teaches is that we are making deposits into the energy in between us. And I kept affirming that even though I might not be seeing the results yet, that I am making those deposits and it will come to the surface. And on the third day, everything changed. Suddenly, it was like there was electricity between him and I. And when he would reach out to hold my hand, I could feel the point right before he held it. You know when you first get together with your partner and you feel that electric magnetic attraction factor? That's what I started to feel. We would pass each other in our hallway and we would lock eyes, and there was this essence that I could feel that would just hit me in my gut and my heart. And suddenly everything started to shift in my relationship, and there was natural gratitude, natural appreciation, not the type that you have to force when you write down lists, right? And all of this stuff began to show up in my experience, and I was absolutely amazed. It really is a miracle cure, all right? So that is the miracle cure for relationship disconnection, is to start to invest in the connection energy in between you and your partner or the person that you're dating. Now I have one more little tidbit for those of you out there that want to learn some more about how to connect. The other invaluable asset is learning what your partner or the person that you're dating, what their numbers are in numerology. You will learn what their love language is. And to give you a personal example, I really thought that the way that you give love has to look a certain way. For me, that's hugs and kisses and physical affection. But when I was learning about numerology and really researched in depth my husband's chart, I had this total epiphany and realized how much he was already loving me. He's a 4 life path, and 4 life paths typically give love in very practical ways, by paying the bills, by cleaning the house, by fixing things. And I suddenly could see with a whole new perspective how he was taking care of me and loving me in this really authentic, sincere way. But I just didn't have the ability to see it before because I didn't know his love language. I didn't know his purpose. So I highly recommend to invest in a session if you're having relationship issues, to see what your partner's numbers are and to learn more about how they love you and the gifts that they have to give to you in relationship. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you thought, and if you have any comments or any ideas for topics for future videos, I'm definitely here to help. I hope you guys have a wondrous, lovely day, and I'll talk with you later.